Welcome to the More You Look podcast. Welcome to the More You Look podcast.
Welcome to another episode of the More You Look podcast. My name is Femi Anthony. I've got Nicola here today.
Hi.
And I've got Sky in the studio. And we have big man Neyo behind the camera, making sure everything goes well. Let's dive straight head on into things. Let's talk about the elephant in the room. The great Queen of England, Queen Elizabeth II, passed away.
Rest in peace.
Yes. Well, for me, what I said and what I'm saying is, may our soul find forgiveness. May it find peace.
I'm sorry, people.
May it find eternal rest. What I don't understand is, what is funny in that?
Because the way you said it.
Let me explain something. See.
I didn't expect it from you.
Let me explain.
That's just it.
See. Let me tell you something. When my aunt, I have relatives that have passed away that I said the same thing.
Oh, okay.
We are all, none of us, nobody's perfect. So whenever somebody passes away, when they transition, what I always say is that may their soul find forgiveness.
Oh, so that's one of your sayings.
Mercy and eternal rest. So saying the same for the Queen is nothing bad, right? So this is what I want us to do today. Let's sort of separate the facts from reality, because some people don't understand. All over the internet, from the moment she passed away and it was announced, we've seen a situation where so many people were mourning, while at the same time some people were rejoicing in different parts of the world. Particularly for me, it was the Irish that I didn't understand. I saw a stadium full of Irish fans singing, rejoicing that she died. You won't believe this. People
rejoicing that she died.
Yeah, that she passed away. Yeah, the Irish. Yeah. So apparently, then I did a bit of research on what must have happened for a lot of Irish people, and then I realized that because we're Africans, we are focused solely on the effects of British colonialism in Africa, places like India and a lot of countries all over the world. But we've not really spent the time to understand how vast the British Empire's reach was back in the day. And everybody will tell you that, wow, this queen has lived for over 90 years. No? She became a queen in 1952. No?
When she was 25, right?
Yeah. So now her reign has been one of the longest
on the throne.
So for the white British people who have felt away, who have been shocked about what they've seen with people rejoicing and with all these very nasty comments that people have made online about the Queen's passing and all that stuff, I don't blame them. I don't blame these British people, you see, because I've seen them call for people's jobs to be taken away, for people's livelihood to be stopped, for expressing, joy at the death of the Queen. And as somebody who grew up in Africa, and when I say grew up in Africa, Nigeria, I meant grow up.
Ibile.
In Ibile. When I say Ibile, like a proper son of the soil. I grew up in villages. I grew up with my grandmother. I heard stories. I saw videos. You see, you will hear, some of these people don't even understand history. All they know, because they are British anyway, which is why I don't blame them. So all they would know and understand is that, oh wow, the British Empire, the mighty British Empire, conqueror of countries.
Yeah, you
understand what I'm saying?
Into this country.
It's something to be proud of as a British person. Let's not lie. Let's not lie. So I have a question for you both, and I want to get your views on this. So as I was saying, let me just finish my diatribe first, because this for me is speaking to the British people that are watching or listening to us, because I want them to sort of understand where some of these people are coming from. Because the British Empire did a lot of conquering, and by that word conquering, pillaging, stealing, raping, killing of millions of people. And this thing we are talking about, during the slave trade era, Some of these people, you won't believe it, are still alive today. Some of them have grandchildren that are alive. I did a lot of deep dive over the weekend, and I saw a lot of videos and pictures of the Kenyans. You know what these people do? They put stick and barbed wire and shove it up the men's anus. They forced men to sleep with their mothers. That was where the term motherfucker came from, actually. That was where that term came from. You know, they used babies as bait for crocodiles. I can go on and on and on. You get me? But if you go on Google, you can see for yourself. Now, some people have come out to say, oh, the Queen did not personally order, you know, people to be put in concentration camps, blah, 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 blah. But what those people don't understand is she has been the face of the British Empire.
Yeah.
From okay, how old was she when she passed away? 90 something, wasn't it? So imagine Nigeria got independence in 1960. She got on the throne in 1952. That is to show you how long
she's been involved.
Her reign has been. So personally, she may have not have given order, because how the British system works with the monarch is the parliament, they make a decision. Okay, they run it past the Queen. At no time did she say no. And if you think about it, all through her reign, she visibly wore artifacts, jewelries that cost hundreds of millions, that were stolen from other countries by force and by death. Those are those jewels that we call blood diamonds. You get what I mean? So some people feel that she's culpable, because if I'm doing evil and you are standing there and you do nothing, you are culpable. One way or the other.
People go to jail for being accomplice.
Now, that is where understanding has to come in. That these people rejoicing. I mean, people can't just wake up and start rejoicing at somebody's death. Because when you look at her, you see a fragile old woman that looks so nice, that looks like she's been through a lot. I liked the Queen. Because every time I see her, she just looks so alone. Even when she's around family, she looks like somebody who has dedicated her life towards this. Towards
not being
duty.
herself.
Not once has she said, I cannot do this, I will not. She has dedicated her life. But at the same time, you have to try to understand where the people who are rejoicing
are coming from
about her death, where they are coming from. There's something called generational trauma. And some of these people are still experiencing it. The ripple effects of what the British Empire, the colonial empire of the past, what they did to some of this country, is still being felt till today.
3 generations,
You get me? But this is where I now have a question for you guys. Like we said, as somebody who grew up in Africa, who grew up in Nigeria, who knows a little bit of African history, who knows a lot about Nigerian history, back in those days, even now, well, I mean, civilization has come now, but if you think about it, even 30, 40 years ago, and back in those days, if you compare the British Empire, how they moved, and you compare how the monarchy moved within the African society, think about it. If one Oba, even today, all these things is still being depicted in our movies, in our traditional movies today. If there is a tribal war, and one tribe in Nigeria fights another tribe, what normally happens after the war? After the war, what normally happens to the conquered tribes, to the conquered villages? They take people as slaves. They take their anything valuable. They take it from the Oba's palace. They take all sorts of, riches and gold.
Basically,
it has been like that during the Roman Empire. It is what is called the art of
the Ottoman Empire. In the history of
So my question is, how is it that when we do it to each other, it's okay, because it's how things should be done? There are villages, there are empires, that seek out to conquer other empires, and they go and they do it, and they are successful, and they take humans as slaves. I'm sure if you go to any Oba's palace today, you will still find people that are like slaves. They don't just call them slaves, but that's what they are.
They call it something else, yeah.
You get what I mean? If you go to all these Saudi Arabia and all these countries, people are literally being employed as slaves.
And they make them feel as if it's a privilege that you're even...
So you get what I mean? So my question is, why do we find it okay when it's done in an African setting, but it's not okay when outsiders do it to us? Is it because it is outsiders doing it to us?
It's a good thing you went that way, because when you started, one of the things that I thought of is this. Now, during slavery, for instance, while a lot of Black Americans and a lot of people who have actually felt the pain of slavery and colonialism and all that, because I can't say particularly that directly I felt it. Indirectly, yes, probably my people have been suppressed, blah blah blah. But back to my point, what I thought of is this: the reason why the Portuguese, who were the first to conquer Nigeria and sold it to Britain, the reason why they were successful is because they worked with our others. You understand?
The tricks
they what kind of trick? They gave them gifts and they sold their people out. Now, my question is this: if we can forgive the Oni of Ife, not this current one, the Oni of Ife, then if we can forgive the Oba of Benin, then if we can forgive the Oba of Badagry, all them, useless fucking kings, that because of what they were gonna, because of they gave them guns,
because of money and all that kind of stuff,
they gave them gin, you understand? They gave them flimsy things in these days, you understand? And if they can betray their people, why can we not forgive the British? Why can we not forgive the Portuguese? Wait. There's several parts to this. You understand? Why can we not forgive those ones and move on? Now, the way I see racism and slavery and all that, the way I see it is this: it's been years. You understand? If someone is trying to do it to you today, then you can fight for the right. Then you should be able to stand for other people.
Okay.
But if someone is not doing it to you, try and move on. The only way we can actually, we are saying we are one human being. The only way we can actually live as one is if we forget every person's wrong
doings.
You understand?
Let me tell you why.
Just the way the British are supposed to forgive. I won't even say forgive, because we don't. It's not like we owe them. Every Yahoo boy that has scammed a white person in their life, you understand? The white people should forgive that too. I'm not saying they shouldn't pay for their crime.
While I get your point,
forgive that. But the only way we move on is if we forgive.
While I get your point, let me tell you one reason why that forgiveness you so speak of is going to be very hard. There's something called reparations.
Yeah.
Okay? If I force my way into your house, okay? If I rape your wife in front of you. No, hear me out. It's just an example.
Go on.
I break my way into your house. I tie you down. I rape your wife in front of you. Then I force your son to sleep with your wife. Then I do all sorts of things to them. And then I kill your children. And then
where's the forgiveness from?
And then
movie itself. That's the movie I
don't even know. I'm just speaking.
This guy that did Maximus, whatever, in that Gladiator movie.
So what I'm saying is, if I do all that, and then 10-20 years down the line, I become a pastor, my life has changed. I give food to the needy. I give clothes to people. I make sure everybody's okay. And you now see me. You know that I'm still here.
You're that person,
Does that make it easy for you
to forgive? No. Because you
when
get off my kids,
even
forget that shit.
You have died, and your children's children, who heard of what happened, it is written down in their own history. If they see me or they see any of my children, are they going to look on them with favor?
No.
Okay.
No.
Femi, you make
like I said, I've not even finished. There's a video of an old woman, very old woman. That woman must be in her 80s, late 80s. She made a video. I can quickly look for it now. I'm sure I bookmarked it. I saw it on Twitter and they were interviewing her. She's like a Kenyan. this woman was alive when those things were happening. They raped her. She was one of the people raped. And she was speaking with those people with tears in her eyes, saying she didn't even know that Queen had died. This interview was before Queen died. It was years ago.
Okay.
And she was saying, till today, the Queen that stood back to allow this to happen to her, she's still alive. And she's saying, has the Queen apologized to her for her soldiers raping her sisters? What I'm trying to say here, the point I'm trying to make it, some of the people affected by what the British Empire did under the rule of the Queen, God rest her soul. Some of these people are still alive today.
Femi,
Some of these people's children are alive today. So how do you want these people to not feel in a way
Alright, then in that case,
that the face of their oppression, their pain,
Femi,
and their trauma
in that case,
has
it
passed
appears
away?
you have only one option. You understand? Any other backbiting or talking, tweeting and whatnot, you understand, it's not going to solve it. You understand? You only have one other option. Is it that you pillage those countries?
And let me tell you, for people that will say,
ask yourself, does Nigeria have the power to wage a war?
we don't have to answer. We can't even defeat
That's what I'm saying.
Okay, but there is the thing. But here's what I'm saying. Okay.
They can attack Uparamo.
No, but this is what I'm saying. They just choose not to because they work for them.
They don't want that.
Don't let's digress. Don't let's digress from the point. To people watching us and listening, let's make something clear. We are just trying to make, we are not trying to justify anything here. We are just trying to paint a clear picture.
You're trying to understand.
For the white British and for the people who are rejoicing, so that you both understand where each party is coming from. You see,
before I forget,
some people are out there, like you are saying, I said reparations, and people are there saying, well, since all these things have happened, how many people has the UK government helped with grants, with this? And this is what I say. I cannot come to your house, Sky, and do all these things.
It does not
and take all your resources.
It does not.
And then be giving you. You have resources of £1,000. I took everything, stole it from your house. I'm not saying I'm helping with feeding money today, £20.
Stupid.
£10. And you expect me. You expect that person to be thankful.
Yeah, thankful.
That you are helping them. Some will say, if you don't like it, leave.
As I said,
the ripple effects of what the British Empire has done is even the reason why some of us are still living in this country today.
Yeah, exactly.
So for you to say, if you don't like it, you should have left. You should go. Do you understand what you are saying? This is why I say people need to understand their history.
The way I say it, because I would like Nicola to be able to say something. I don't want us to get carried.
Yeah.
But basically, the way me I see it is this. You understand? But when we were growing up, we would have fights in area. You understand? We would have fights with your mates. Fight with sometimes someone who's older than you, maybe a year or 2 years. Now, the one that you cannot beat, that beats you hands down, that your friends, they keep laughing at you from today to tomorrow. Okay. You understand? What do you do about the person? It's either you find a way to be able to conquer that person, or you shut your goddamn mouth.
Okay, for that I have a.
You understand?
For that I have a question for you on that. If somebody comes to your house now, who do I know that you know? You know the rock. This is a different question. If the rock comes to your house now and rapes your wife in front of you, you are going to leave him?
I will not forgive him.
So you are going to leave him?
Femi, I will not forgive him. But if I cannot find a way to,
this was a
if I cannot find a way to do him back, I got to shut up my mouth. Do you know how many bullies? Do you know how many fights I lost when I was in school? Any of my old school classmates, they will tell you. When I was in boarding school, when I was in secondary school,
I get what
I lost
Sky saying.
I get what he's saying, but
if you can't lead to fight, then leave it.
Okay, you are right. Wait. I get what you are saying.
You have two options.
I get what you are saying, but here's the thing: the people rejoicing that the Queen died. Do you know they are not asking for anything?
We're not asking for nothing.
Rejoicing.
I'm not rejoicing, but I don't give a shit.
Do you see me?
I'm not asking for nothing.
No, but that's what I'm saying.
I was born here. I also love both of them. I was born here.
I was born here too. I was born in Lambeth in London now.
I was born in Hackney, bro.
Hey. So it doesn't change anything. No, it doesn't even change anything.
I was born in Peckham.
See?
Sure you get.
But then, for
it
me,
doesn't stop me being an African.
It doesn't stop me from being an African. But when we're talking about Queen Elizabeth, Yawa, Shale, yeah. But like for me, it's just like I'm a different breed. I'm a different breed. Let me just put it as that. I'm a different breed.
All this did not affect you directly, so move on, right?
But when somebody,
I'm not saying I'm moving on.
No, I mean it's easy for you not to deal with
this. The long and short of this is
because I don't understand. Wait, but I don't understand. Because both of you grew up in Nigeria, I know the Nigeria style. I only been in Nigeria for less than a year.
Yeah.
You understand? So what I'm trying to say is my perspective being a British. No, I'm not a British, I'm a Nigerian. Shut up.
Being a British Nigerian. Being a British Nigerian, innit?
Being a Nigerian, yeah. You can't say it.
But I'll tell you what,
For
your
me,
Yoruba is very good for somebody who didn't stay long in Nigeria though.
For me and Queen Elizabeth, I don't give a fuck about her then. Sorry. I don't mean it in any way. I understand like she's elderly, like my mum, she's elderly before I get slapped when I get home. But she's an elderly too, do you get what I mean? So I respect my elders. But then for Yashale, I just felt like as a UK born, as you three, except for one, I got two there, one bush land.
What are you talking about?
Yeah.
The queen
In can't saying.
You should take me to school. You should take me to school. You should babysit me. What are you talking about?
Yeah, where's your certificate? Where's your picture?
Why you think so?
No, Femi, what I want to say, sorry. What I want to say,
the people rejoicing, they are justified. The British people condemning the rejoicing,
they're justified.
That is all.
Everybody's got their own opinion. Everybody's got their own opinion.
Don't then condemn people for rejoicing at the passing away of the face of their generational trauma.
Do you know what I thought?
Don't let's do that.
Thinking of it, me being born here, and of it for me, I could say I felt like the Queen just felt like she sat on the. This is what I thought of her express. She sat on the phone collecting our money, making dictates. Some of the dictates are not hers. Let's be honest.
No, she didn't make.
No,
She didn't make any. She didn't order anything.
It's not order. They go bring. No, they go bring. No, this is what I want to say. They go run it past her, and at the end of the day, it's gonna be yes. Most of the times, you understand.
Yeah.
So for me, I felt like this woman. She can see. She go south. Where's this place in Africa? When she went to go and do the tour with her family with the
Ghana or something.
No, it's not even Ghana. It's more than Ghana, to be honest.
It has to be Kenya because I know.
It's like the safari place where they went to in Africa.
Yeah,
but I don't know where it was. I felt like, woman, you went to all these black places, but then you couldn't even understand why we're saying black matter, or how we run our things, or how us black people run our things.
Back in the day,
I know,
the British Empire was
but
powerful.
Not even
like
back
the
in the
Roman
day.
Empire of old.
I
They
get
did not
it.
give a shit about your culture.
I don't want to forget something. I'm sorry to cut you guys short. One of the things that I was going to add now is that, see, like I said, there's a different way me I see these things, and we've already touched it. If you're celebrating that she's dead, good for you.
You are justified.
2022,
The Irish.
2022, everybody has.
Do you know what?
They're saying
This is
into
my
everything.
problem.
Yeah.
I have to rejoice. But
I have a problem.
Before I forget, now there's something that we should understand. As you said, they run it through her. But the British system, the British monarchy,
They can back it up. They can
democratic
fuck it up. Sorry.
You understand? Do you know? I'm not making an excuse for her,
Yeah, go on,
but do you know she's not allowed to say no? That's one. She's not allowed to say no to any prime minister's whatever they bring, prime minister's briefing of what they're going to do. They only come and
So why is she sitting on the phone then?
That's what a lot of people
They are
don't
more or less
understand.
a figurehead.
Tell me, they are basically one of the deals.
But you know she can sack the
Anybody, exactly.
She can't.
She has the power. She has the power to do anything.
From here, she can sack the entire Australian cabinet from here.
She can even say, Colour Enfield. She has the power.
When I was really saying how powerful the Queen
But
was.
where in the British history do we have a scenario that has ever happened?
No, because there was no need for it.
It's a figurehead power. She cannot activate. It's like when people. Do you know the greatest joke in the world? calling the American president the most powerful man in the world. You understand? Yes, only Trump was able to use that power.
Yeah, that power, and he's gone. He's trash bag.
Every American president cannot order one single thing without Senate approving.
That's how democracy works.
Yeah, so why are you calling him the most powerful man in the world? If you cannot make this.
But you're talking about American president.
No,
you're talking about a monarchy.
The reason I paid
under monarchy.
The reason I mentioned American president is simply because of this. Now the queen, she has that power. It is in the constitution that she has that power. But can she use it is a different thing because
let me ask you
one of the deals.
If she cannot say no, let me tell you, no. If she cannot say no,
queen can use power.
Wait.
Exactly.
When has she touched you?
Any king or a king before her, have they ever used the power? That's what
that's different though. That's different.
This is where I'm going now. She has the power. She cannot use it because one of the deals they had with the monarchy to preserve monarchy in Britain and Commonwealth is that they never interfere with politics. They cannot even see. I've seen it on Twitter just in the last few days that she's dead. You understand that someone said she could not even speak out against some of these things.
She couldn't speak out on any of those things.
Can I say this?
Because I don't think she cared much.
Exactly.
Nobody held her mouth. Let me tell you like this. When you are with
you see the problem.
No.
You see the problem with most Africans.
I get what you are saying.
Very lazy for information. I will tell you. During Winston Churchill, do you know
this guy?
Do you know Winston Churchill almost collapsed the monarchy when
Canada for America.
If he says stop,
Jerry, just 10 years ago, they almost ended monarchy in the UK.
I was there, I know. But this is what I'm saying.
People will just make
this is what I'm saying.
They are just celebratory.
Hear me out.
Only of Ife, he has more power than the queen.
Hear me out. You are wrong.
But that's a different story. That's a whole different story.
The Oni of Ife of today has no power.
The Oni of Ife.
Maybe today. Lagos State governor has more power than your Oni of Ife.
But today's own.
Back in the day is what you will say. Back in the day, and their powers did not exceed Africa.
Exactly.
No.
So
I'm talking about in terms of the people that you are in charge of, not
the whole thing.
This is what I'm telling you. But this is what I'm trying to say is that. Okay, let's pretend to agree with everything you said now. That is correct, all right? If Winston Churchill went to her and said, we are going to storm this particular country, our next plan is to conquer them, take over their
whatever it is,
and whatever,
the oil.
Yeah, we take over everything. If the Queen came out and said, I don't think that's a good idea. You will be murdering millions of people. Yes, they will go ahead and do it, right?
Yeah.
But they say history will never do what? Will never forget. They will be on history that even though the Queen objected,
they will still do their own thing. But that's not the Queen though.
Nobody will come out and say, hey, she's dead. Nobody will do that. Do you know why? Because history will remember that every single time these people said they are going to invade one country.
They said
she spoke up, even though they still did it because she doesn't have that power. But she spoke up against it, and that is the point I'm trying to make. At what point did she say,
I like watching old
don't conquer these people?
I'm telling you, the British system, you understand, at least in the last 100 years, is not designed for them to oppose the government. Because when they start doing that, you know the British system has major
take power away from the parliament.
No, wait.
But what I still say, did you not say the point I just made?
Let me learn. Yeah, I get.
But did you get the point I made about history? Because history is why we are able to say all these things now.
Femi,
if she objected and they went ahead, history will remember her favor with favor.
I'm not disputing. This is what I'm saying. Yeah.
I mean, think about it. As much as people hate the British monarch, till tomorrow, Princess Diana will always be remembered with what?
Exactly. Which
is what I'm saying.
What did they do to Princess Diana?
Well, that is what no, that is by the way. But that is not the point. That is not the point. The point is history.
2020. Our son, Princess Diana. I mean, our grandson, I believe, whatever. What's this guy's name?
William.
Two of them.
William and Harry.
When that one go marry Meghan, what did they do to him?
Harry. They disowned him. Because of big
Well, that's not what we are talking about. We are talking about.
Yeah, you're telling me they have power. What fucking
My guy,
power?
we are talking
I have
about.
more power than the
We are talking
That's
about
true.
history here. We are talking about.
No, but I feel like what he's
The
saying.
history I'm telling him about
Yeah,
is
it's
that
because they don't.
the fact
yeah.
that Diana was part of the monarchy then,
Yeah.
and people will forever remember her with love
And we
favor.
celebrate
It's
her.
because of the history, how she's remembered in history.
Exactly.
And that's what I'm saying, that while all these invasions and conquering of empires and stuff was happening, if she put herself, if she wrote herself in history, even though she didn't have any power, if she came out and said, I know you are going to do it, but I'm not there, I would rather not. Till tomorrow, people will say,
People will celebrate
the queen that spoke up,
Yeah.
even though she was defiant, they still went ahead and did it.
All
But
right.
this queen
Pause.
spoke up. After all this is we've said now, I have a question.
Yeah.
And my question is, what do you think, what do you say about people online, you see, attacking black people? Even the notable black celebrities
Yeah.
who are sort of don't give a shit about the queen person.
Yeah.
Like Uju, there was this woman, Uju something, that said something about she hopes the queen dies in pain and stuff like that. While I don't personally agree with saying something like that about an elderly person who's passed on, I can try to understand where she's coming from.
Okay.
I wouldn't put that on a public platform. And don't deceive yourself. Majority of these black people you see, oohing and eyeing that the queen has died, in their sitting rooms, they are rejoicing. And they are saying the same thing. Which is, I personally think that is what you should do. Don't go online and put it out there. You will lose your job.
Yourself, yeah.
You will lose your job, they will blacklist you or something. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
But the problem I have with people is there are people calling for these people to lose their jobs and all that stuff. But there are Irish people that are. I even saw a video of a group of Irish people dancing in front of Buckingham Palace.
They can't do it to them.
You get?
Because-
But nobody is saying anything. For me, I see that as like micro racism here.
And that is institutional suppression and institutional racism, because if
Why is it when the black person
if an
does it?
Irish
Yeah, it's a
Scottish
crime, and then
person-
when it's an Irish person,
You understand?
but then
Irish-
they look at it it's like because they.
No,
Illegal?
they look at it as the Irish suffering, the suffering of the Irish from the British Empire of old. They look at it as something that is
Black
valid. Why they don't think what black people experienced
Is suffering.
is suffering.
suffering.
They don't see it
Even
that
the-
way. That's just how I interpret
Even the
it.
Scottish will say they suffered more in the hands of Britain than any
A
other
lot of
country.
people suffer. Look at the Indians.
Wales, they will say they suffered more than
You know?
This is like
So-
the kind of movies me I used to watch.
Look.
Then I go and read the books and facts about them.
We say all that to say we hope that the Queen rests in eternal peace. I mean, what can you say?
Yeah, I mean, we wish our people.
What can you? I mean,
But what me I'll just say is this: you understand? If you want to oppose a rule, a reign, it is your fucking right. If I want to support her because I'm black like you, or because I am not authentic British, you understand? You have no fucking right to tell me what to do,
Or
man.
how you think.
You know what?
But then that's what
If-
Femi's saying. He's saying
Yeah.
that you should know what you should put on social media. If you know you're gonna get backlash,
you know,
that's your
what's the
business.
point? Why do it?
Why
After this
do
morning,
it?
this guy, Trevor Noah,
Yeah.
he works for Talk Sports. They have suspended him
Shit.
because he went and he's a celebrity, so he went and posted something about the Queen, just like what we are discussing.
Trevor, the comedian.
Trevor Noah, no, it's not the comedian. No, not that
Oh,
one.
okay.
There's a guy called Trevor. He's a British black guy too.
Okay, no, I know him. I know
Yeah,
him.
he
The
works
guy
for
that
Fox
does
Sports.
MTV, MC,
They
whatever.
have suspended him. They have
For-
suspended. As at this morning, they're suspended
because of that.
because of what he said. I mean, keep your opinions and views to yourself and your family. in your
Exactly.
house. There's no need going out there.
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
So, I want to ask each and every one of us what our view is. Like, how do you feel about the Queen dying? Be honest. Oh yeah, if you don't want to be honest, just be a codedly liar.
Should I go first?
Yeah, go first.
All right, for me, I kind of how do I put it? I look at rules like the Ottoman Empire. I respect them and all that. So the British, I kind of like respect them for what they achieved. that is notwithstanding their faults. Even my country, that our politicians, they've left us for
But that's Sky.
how many years?
That's not what she asked.
But that's Sky.
I know.
Drop to the question. Are you happy? Are you sad that she died? Or you are you okay with it? No, I'm not saying happy, but are you?
I celebrate our existence.
Okay.
I celebrated our life, our legacy.
Uncle Femi.
You understand? No, I don't celebrate our legacy, but I celebrate
what she's done. What she's done.
No, just
Good answer.
for her to be alive
Live for that long period. That's what I'm saying. What
Good
she's
answer.
You understand?
Yeah.
And being a woman, being the longest
woman.
monarch,
Yeah. In
you understand, to rule.
Yeah.
It took it out of my mouth. But for me, I see the late Queen Elizabeth II as a symbol of hope and longevity for our people.
Oh, this big
Hear me
English.
out. For our people.
Okay, for her people.
Yeah.
Okay.
I celebrate, like you said, our longevity
Yeah.
on the throne, our dedication to our duties. Okay? I celebrate that. I don't celebrate whatever
What's
legacy,
going on? Yeah, whatever.
legacy the British monarch has. I don't celebrate it for what it's done to my people.
Okay.
You get? I cannot celebrate that. I have to be truthful.
Honest, yeah.
Do I rejoice that she died? No.
I'll go next.
And I will tell you this: the same reason why I will not rejoice if the village witch in my
Died,
village finally dies.
Yeah.
I won't. I have family members that have literally seriously hurt my mother. And when they passed away, I still had to pray for them.
Yeah.
So if I can do that, why can I not
do that
save
for
me myself?
Yashali.
I'm not going to go out and start rejoicing that somebody has died.
And you don't.
She was a very old, frail woman who loved her people and did all she could for
She
them.
loved her people. She did everything she could for them.
So I'm not going to start dancing in the streets.
To be honest,
Did you cry? Yes, really.
Come on, Britico.
did you cry?
That's not the question.
Cry
How do you
some-
feel? You asked us. We are
Exactly.
asking you now.
No, but this one they asked me, did I cry?
No need for that one. Some people cry though.
No, so for me, I feel like
It looked like you were taking too long to
Maybe
get
she's
what you wanted to
becoming
say. So I was trying to suggest.
no, I'm not getting
No,
emotional.
I was just trying to suggest keywords
Does he-
that you can pick what you
Do you
want
know,
to say.
don't even get me
She can answer
started
for
on this
herself.
one.
She can answer for herself. Oh yeah.
So I just feel like same way as you guys feel. I love her for what she's the throne that she's been in, how long she's been in as a woman. Because I am a woman myself, you understand? But apart from that, fuck that. Period.
Alright, I was going to ask you something. Now, I say this to every African Twitter, because I don't want to say Nigerian Twitter.
Black Twitter.
For black Twitter.
Afro
You
black
understand?
Twitter.
But I say this to the black Twitter community, everyone opposing, celebrating, and everyone opposing anyone mourning her. Let me put it that way. You understand? Anyone backlashing and talking bad to any of us that maybe are sad that she's passed on. What about Commonwealth? You idiots! You were celebrating athletes at the Commonwealth. Why is there a fucking Commonwealth if you don't like colonialism? Why should you not be fighting for that to even hang? When I saw Commonwealth this year, the first thing I thought to myself is, they are making us celebrate slavery. Because where did Commonwealth come from? Commonwealth is a country is a group of countries that were colonized by the British, isn't it? If we still have Commonwealth in 2022, you're fucking telling me not to mourn the Queen. You idiots! You don't even know your priorities.
It's history. People don't know their history. I think that's
No, some people are confused. It's not even about history. It's
The
confusionist.
black people.
because they don't even
confused.
teach people these things.
Exactly.
90% of people on Twitter, they don't even know shit about what they talk about.
That's internet life.
You just want to get attention, you just talk.
But as I said, that's Twitter life.
Why
That's
are we
social media
celebrating
life.
Commonwealth, we broke down a lot of
Barriers and stuff.
no, what's it called?
Riches.
This stuff that they do for prominent people that have passed on, figurines.
Oh, yeah.
We broke a lot of statues, We did not tell them to dissolute Commonwealth. And you now come and tell me not to feel sad that
Man, let's move on. Or this will be the only thing.
Exactly. This will be the only topic if we talk about.
Now, Nicola is going to like this one.
Okay, come on.
So apparently,
Why do I have to like this one?
No, wait, because I want to hear your views. There was this woman, okay? She disguised herself as a man for years to find out how it felt like to live as a man. So she cut her hair, dressed like a man, just made herself look like a man, and you know. Now, what happened was she eventually committed suicide.
As a man, sorry.
Yeah, due to this is what
Sorry.
No, this is
Do
what
you know what? When you're talking,
but
it's
wait,
like,
this is
because this is why I'm up all along
what the
with
story
you.
said. It said she committed suicide
Yeah.
due to the psychological scars of how difficult life was for a man.
Damn.
Now my question is this.
Oh, after experiencing what it is like for a man,
She killed herself
Oh
because
my
of how
God.
difficult she felt
Jesus
it was
Christ.
for
Jesus.
What's difficult in man?
It's difficult for both sexes.
Cheating, lying, scamming,
Wait,
cut
now.
your hair, cut
So
your
let me
boobs.
quickly read it.
What
It
the
said
fuck?
her name was Nora, and it said she was a radical feminist who believed that men live life on easy mode. So she tried to prove it by disguising herself as a man for 2 years. Okay, just 2 years. All right. Instead, what she found out is that men actually have it harder. So she wrote a book about her experiences. So her experience was so bad
I don't wanna
that she had to
listen to
stop it 18 months.
Into it.
Yeah, because she was starting to hate women
God.
due to how bad all of them treated her when they believed she was a man, and she was left with so much psychological scars that she.
But what is she
ended her life.
think? What is it feeding the woman for it to be psychological scars?
Wait,
Come on.
let's try and understand where she probably came from.
No, I
Because
cannot
I want to
understand. You
twist-
guys are bad
No,
now.
that's why I want to twist it round.
Okay.
That is what I'm saying.
It's like
Now-
think like a man, yeah?
No, even yeah, something like that. So for a woman to decide to live as a man for
Yeah.
2 years, gave up after a year and a half, and then killed herself because of how badly she saw women treat her, thinking she's a man. How she saw women treat men. Okay. Now this is let me give my views first.
Can I ask a question, please? Did this start in 2022? Or?
No, it was something recent.
Yeah, 2022, 2022.
Yeah, maybe the past
21.
5 years. Maybe the past 5 years, but that doesn't even matter. That doesn't.
It doesn't even matter. But
Now,
then,
when I read this news, this is what I realized. I cannot say, quite honestly, I look at the world, alright? The state the world is in, and the state it has always been. I cannot say men have it harder or women have it harder. It's very hard for me. And I'll tell you why. Men go through a lot. What society has construed as, you know, the unwritten rules of society that men have to follow.
what society is that, please?
I mean the world.
Okay, what world society?
Every society.
Let me put
Because you
it
lot are
this way.
imitating me
Let
already
put
as
it
it is.
wait. Let me finish that. You understand what I'm
Talk
going
now.
For women.
That was what I
If
heard.
you're still not convinced.
No, that's why I want to twist
You
it
to
around.
disguise as a man.
Wait.
Like
That's not even the point. This is the point I'm trying to make. Chris Rock said unconditional
But Shang
love. He
Chris
said,
Rock. Shang
wait,
Rock.
I'm not even finished now. I'm not finished.
But Chris Rock.
Wait
Are you
now.
listening to this
Wait
one?
now.
Oh, yeah.
He said unconditional love doesn't exist. The only people who get unconditional love are women, dogs, and children. The love a man gets all is determined by what he brings to the table.
Yeah.
But here is now my point where I'm going to.
Let me scratch my head. Wait,
I cannot even say yes. Now hear me out. I cannot say men have it harder because I then look at women too. What will I call it? The expectations placed on the shoulders of good women, emphasis on good women, is too much.
Yeah.
Think about it. Women are literally on the lowest part of the ladder for anything. Think about it. Women are literally on the lowest rung. They are not protected by anyone. They have to protect themselves. Women cannot even be women. We will not even allow that. Even now, there are men in certain part of the world making rules on how women should live within their own body. Did you know yesterday I was reading something? I read that they are now locking women in cell.
For what country?
So that if they get pregnant, so that they will stay there. They cannot go and abort it. That pregnancy will grow. They have not committed any crime other than that they are pregnant.
But what country is
In
this?
America, of course, the worst country in the world.
But it will be in some states.
Yeah,
No,
something
it's
in the
not
world.
everywhere, obviously. It's in some state, but how long before it's pressed? But that is not even my point. Anywhere you go in this world, it is the same rule. She should not have dressed this way. She should not have gone there. she cannot do this. Yes, women have their flaws. Who doesn't? But it is hard for me to say, oh, men have it harder, or women have it hard. Men have it hard, but women have it hard
Yeah,
too.
I mean different to just.
So now my question to you, Nicola, is
Question to both of you, look.
okay. No, because the way I will ask it.
No, let me cool down my
Sky,
temper because I've been
Sky,
hearing
my
woman.
first My first question is, what are the things you think push that woman to the edge in living like a man? What?
Talk with your sense.
What
Talk with
things?
your sense.
No, let him know.
I didn't say talk with your sense now.
Okay, if I mean,
You can even be involved in this. What are the things you think
I'm listening.
drove that woman to the edge?
I'm listening.
That she had to take her life.
look at how you zooming in.
Yeah, I'm listening.
Anyway, what I wanted to say is this: I cannot claim to know what she was going through.
No, you are a man.
Huh? Yes,
She was trying to be a man.
She might not be going through my problem. You don't go through my
Yeah, that's
problems.
true.
I don't go through your problems.
100%.
Even as men, we have different levels of problems. You understand? So
A level
what I
of
would say
intake.
is this.
Level of intake. That's all I can say.
What I would say is this: if I'm going to cite an example of my own life, I'll put it this way: when I was out of work for more than 3 months, that means I had expended my savings, everything. If my wife had been out of work for 3 months, I won't be expecting her
Of course.
to put food on the table, pay bills and all that. I'll be like, I'm a man, I can cover her, even if we were sharing it before. But when I was out of work, I know the fucking pressure that I almost committed suicide.
Because you felt that you had to provide.
And I'm talking about this.
Because that is the role that society has placed on you.
Yeah, and this was just 7 months ago, 6 months ago. I'm talking this year. We talk about mental health on this podcast so very well. I couldn't really tell anyone. That's why, if you remember, there was a day you called me. You sent me a chat and you said, "How are you?" And that
it was because I got the vibes. I got that vibes of you that
Sky,
you were not yourself.
How are you? You don't know how much that meant to me. You understand? So I'm not saying yes, that's the worst problem in the world. It's bigger than any other woman's problem. No, like I said, I'm indifferent. I've seen my mom, what she's gone through. I'm a bit even partial to women, what the struggles were. But I'm just saying, if I have to cite one thing in my life, it would be that responsibility, because it wasn't that I wasn't able to provide for my immediate family, my extended family.
who rely on you.
Because they were even calling and checking, and I couldn't even say now waiting they go wrong with this. You understand? I could tell my wife. She could understand it, to some extent. I could tell my kids. I could explain to my kids before. Every Friday, I don't give them money, treats. For 3 months, they don't say any money for treats. They were like, that goes wrong. You understand? I just what we said before, they will ask me, okay, I don't get 100, now 50 I get. Everybody they ask, Baba, we don't see your green light. And I couldn't just tell them that. Even if you just show me some green light right now, I go worship you. You understand? I couldn't tell them. So all that pressure, it was killing. I almost fucking lost it. I was looking at train tracks, like the train coming, and I'm like, okay, where would be the best? I was looking for the best spots.
That's why I said men have it hard. But if you then look at it from another perspective, women
Can I have a pen and paper, please, so I can notify this shit?
Women have it. Women have it
Thank
hard
you.
too.
Can I have a pen and paper, please?
What are you notifying?
Don't worry, I will come back for you, lot. Yeah, I will come back for you,
lot.
lot.
If I'm going to point at
Thank
what
you.
women go through, the first thing I would think is even pregnancy.
No, don't talk about women. They're talking about men.
No,
how a woman will be in the men. Don't talk about women for us,
Why
please.
not?
Okay,
Don't talk about us.
But
Let me
you're
put it
not
this way.
saying anything.
Let me put it this way.
I want to say something. That's
Okay.
why I'm ready. But I want you guys to calm
Well, let me put it this way for you, Sky. If you were to disguise as a woman, what challenges do you think you would face in a man's world?
I think number one thing that I used to think of when I was growing up, it doesn't bother me much more because I don't see it in the UK. Will be catcalling. Oh my God, the way young girls in Nigeria, the number of catcalling.
Yaba market. You have some places.
Then, which reminds me, when we were going
You know that, I'm so sorry, let me say something before I forget. Do you know that this sexual abuse thing we talk about, like in Nigeria, when you go to some markets, like Alaba International, Yaba Market.
Yeah, exactly.
You cannot walk in there as a
They
woman.
will touch you.
They will touch your bum, touch
your
everything.
bra.
Look at it, just gone, not in carnival. I saw videos of a policewoman.
No, nothing.
Policewoman in uniform, you know,
Yeah,
being sexually assaulted.
Did she report it?
Yeah, it was in the news. Yeah.
She
There was a
reported.
video I saw.
But wait,
this guy
hold.
went. I was doing like.
Yeah, but did she bend over?
No, she was pushing. She didn't want to be involved.
Okay.
Very young lady
Yeah,
like
but
this.
you see the
police
the
uniform.
difference between
But she
that.
couldn't do anything because she was scared because those guys were moving in a group and it was just her standing there.
But I don't think that's why the guy had the airthon trick. The reason he has the
He probably
airthon
thought
trick-
it was carnival spirit, la la la. But when she said no, why did he
Have you
stop?
not seen cops?
Yeah, twerking. But when
Not even twerking, what-
you are jacking yourself on a woman
No,
and she's
but
telling
yeah, I
you.
saw that
Yeah,
one.
if someone says no, no means no, innit?
You get so sexual. So
That's why I said
that
me, catcalling. Because
women-
when I was growing up,
yeah.
when I was growing up, before I entered university, I remember then. We used to stand any girl that we like, especially when girls just move from our area, you know, any girl we like this, we boys, we would on day one corner.
But
They expect me to send our usual 7
I'm going to be
o'clock.
honest with you.
Yeah, 7 o'clock.
When we talk about what women go through, that will probably on the
I know. I'm just saying,
on the lowest.
You ask me what will I not be able to stand?
Yeah.
That one I will.
I'm saying-
Why are we on the why are we on the
Yes.
lowest list?
No, you don't get it. I'm
So
saying catcalling
catcalling.
will
Okay.
be on the
Lowest-
on the last
lowest
list of
lowest
what
women
women
go
will. If they tell women, okay, this is why we have a woman amongst us, but she's not touching.
No, I'm listening to you
What I'm
guys are
telling
just
you is,
talking.
let's revise it. Like,
No, hold on.
what challenges do you think women face in today's world?
A lot of challenges.
Yes, we go. What are the main ones that stand out to you as a woman in your
No.
day-to-day life?
Which one would be the biggest?
Or unless your life is perfect.
When you say challenges, there's a wild fucking river for that shit.
And I'm telling you, the ones that stick out right now, just name them.
Like, okay, example like what? Because you're
For
saying
me,
wild
as
challenges.
a man
Yeah,
who have women at my place of work,
yeah.
I
That's a
think
challenge.
women don't get more opportunities than us.
Okay, that's
I
100%.
think women have to jump through more hoops
More
to
hoops
get
and then
as much
more,
opportunities as men.
in a sense of more
Women don't get paid as much as men in a lot of fields.
other fields. Yeah.
So I can go on and on, but I want to hear from an actual woman.
No, but he's talking about.
No, he's talking from the
No,
perspective of a man,
yeah, but
that is
then-
trying to be a woman. He has
Exactly.
not done it, so he cannot know.
He's saying he asked me if I'm
Yeah, I know.
to be a woman.
Woman.
What would be the
But he cannot know because he has not pretended
Exactly.
to be a woman. He's just talking about the women he has seen. But I'm saying we have an actual woman,
he seen any
literal
woman?
actual woman in the studio that can tell us about her own, what she thinks about women from a woman's perspective, the struggle.
I feel like we've got a lot on our plate. I just feel like we've got a lot on our plate in the sense of just day-to-day life living. Do you get what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Being a mother, if you're married, let me put it open. If you're married,
your time to shine.
if you're married,
Yeah, now this is your floor, man.
if it's married, do you get what I mean? You got expectations of cooking for your husband, even though your husband might not mind, but as a woman, you go feel like, as a woman, I have to do these kind of things to meet up to the targets. Even as a woman being a business owner, a CEO, do you get what I mean? Or trying to make their own in certain things in life. Do you get what I mean? We've got anxiety. I'm not saying men don't have anxiety. Let me just get this correct right now. I don't say men don't have anxiety. Same way as Sky said, he felt, when he see a train, he felt like jumping. I've had that experience for years, but I don't talk to anybody about it because it's who I am. I'm a woman. I feel woman's standards as for a man will be like stand straight, stand tall, be strong for yourself. So in technical mind, as well as you're going through your mental states, you're going through another state of thinking, shit, you know what, you need to be, you don't need to be, but because you've got a man or because you've got a husband, because you've got a kid, you need to be a certain way. And that certain way cannot be your way. And that can still
Mess with your
fuck up with your brain.
psyche.
So this, I'm not saying men have it easy, women have it easy. We all have it
all have it
together. But then I would
Life
say,
just sucks.
yeah, like when women have baby postnatal disorder or postnatal depression. Sorry, it's things like that. But men do have that. That is common. 1 out of thousands. So men cannot say, yeah, if we're a woman today, we can't be woman because we are strong man. You don't know what we're going through. Because at the end of the day, it's like as well, you know, it's not even about relationship or familyhood. Expectations within yourself as well that can even drive you crazy. You understand what I'm trying to say with you?
So I think the issue with men in that aspect is we fear to deal with failure.
Yeah.
You get to a certain age in life and you ask yourself, have I actually attained? Is this where I should be?
Yeah.
Am I a failure to myself? Was this my plan when I was 20 years old? When I was 30 years old?
Like I didn't really
Is this
plan.
where I wanted to be?
Yeah, exactly. I didn't plan like.
Have I failed in life? Look at my mates. You know that kind of thing. I think
I've had that situation. Yeah, I had that situation with my son's dad when he passed on. I felt like, did I fail as a mother? Did I fail as a human being to know who I should have picked as my baby father? But I cannot go back and say that person could not be my baby because he was great to me, if you get what I'm trying to say. Yeah. But at the same time, it kind of gets to your head, yeah. And especially when you're giving your last I will say, as much as you're giving your all to other people, your energy, let me just put your energy to everybody that you love.
It can be draining. Yeah.
It can be, it's not even draining, you love to do that, but then when you feel like that can come back to you.
And it doesn't get respect.
It mentally fucks you up.
You know what? I think I can see where you're coming from. I don't fully understand it because I'm not you. I'm not your life.
Yeah.
But I can see that picture you are painting.
Yeah.
It's like it takes a lot of shape. And I think men deal with mental stuff too, in the sense that, and for us, the thing is, for us, when we go through these things, we don't usually, like Sky said, have somebody to talk to. You're even very wary to discuss it with a man like you. It would have to be a special relationship for you to say, guy, this is what's going on.
Yeah. And what sucks the most is,
we don't talk about it. When we are mentally down, we deal with it ourselves.
Yeah.
God help you if you go and discuss it with a bitter woman.
She will even use it against you. When you fight, that's what she will bring out. That's where you say
it's same way
be on yourself when you were mentally down.
But like it's same way as guys as well. It's like when you wanna leave your flaws and tell the person that you love exactly, and then they go turn that back to you and say, not be you that say that you don't talk to your mother because of are you mad?
What kind of son are you too? You know, that kind of a thing. Exactly. Or you up yourself to a guy just because you think you love him.
Yeah, not even love, but just open up.
And in front of people say, see, is that how you say you have slept with 8 men? You that you are a whore. You were a whore when I met you. Was it not what you told me? You know that kind of a thing. And before you know, you can't take those words back. And then your reputation is ruined. Yeah. I just think that there's a yin and yang between men and women where I think we all suffer from life
trauma. I would say from trauma.
Life is a bitch and then you die.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
I think we should live it on the fact that it would be ignorant of anyone to think that women have it easier. Or
and it's ignorant for easier.
Either way, your story is different.
Your story is
you understand? Women's struggle is unique to them. Men's struggle is unique to them, and there's no better way than to prove it.
Can I say one last thing?
Yeah, you go on. Say whatever you want.
So if a guy, if you know a friend of yours that has got 3 kids and you try to not support them financially, but support them just being there as a friend. Do you get what I mean? And they come to you and say, this is what happened with one of my childs. Yeah? And you're not the mother of the child. You understand? And just because you feel like you're friends, or you feel like you've got that bubble of friends, you help that person, send email, send it to him, go back, read it, see if it's okay, if I need to add anything on. I mean, if you don't want me to add anything, send it off from your email. And then they'll stop talking to you. It's mentally, for me, everything is mentally disordered, like draining. Yeah.
And you wrote emails for them.
Yeah.
And they just stopped talking to you. Well, to be honest, like we said now, everybody's struggle is different.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying.
You don't know why that
person happened.
Why they took that decision. So if I were you, what I would do is, there are times you have to understand when to step back.
But when do you understand when to step back? Do you contact them?
At the point of where they stop talking to you.
Okay.
Because you contact them first to say what's going on. I don't
even
did I do
contact them.
something wrong?
Do you know what the fun is?
But
I
the
don't
moment you
contact
get
them.
vibes, like negative vibes,
Yeah, you just
step
drop back,
and
yeah.
let them deal with their shit. Let me give you an example. Exactly what happened to me. I had this friend who is not very good with English.
Okay.
We weren't friends like that, maybe like acquaintances. I met him through a friend of mine. And he lost both of his parents within a few days of each other. And he was stuck in this country.
Okay.
He couldn't go back to Nigeria.
For some time, yeah.
So what he needed was, so I said, well, why don't we approach the MP in our area and see if he can help us with the home office so that you can go back home.
Quickly, to bury your parents.
He said he doesn't know how to go about it. So what I did was, I found out where the MP lived, which was not even far. It was like 10 minutes away. And then I drafted a letter on his behalf, which we then sent to the MP. MP gave us audience. This guy was able to go back home.
Oh, wow.
Bury his parents. Came back to the.
He didn't talk to you?
They won't allow him come back. We don't talk again now.
Yeah.
And I don't know why. I don't know what happened. But me, the kind of person I am.
But you're kind person. You like to do when you.
The kind of person I am is, as long as I'm able to sleep at night,
Yeah.
I always make sure before the end of every day, I don't put myself in a situation where my conscience will stop me from sleeping at night. I just figured that I tried to help this person. I don't know what happened. But if this is what he wants to do, maybe he has used me. Maybe he feels that he has used me and he's gotten what he wants and he's moved on. That's fine with me.
But it might not be that. It could be, like
That's fine with me.
some people. It could be that it just.
Let me tell you what happened. What happened was the guy. No. The guy went to.
But why would you come? Why would you come to someone if you know you're on your lowest?
It's my fault. I didn't give you the big picture. I said I met him through a guy, a friend of mine.
Yeah.
That friend of mine fucked up. So you see what I was saying is that I didn't want that negative energy around me. And I think what happened was that the person who introduced that guy to me he did something that really fucked up. So I just kept him at arm's length.
Yeah.
So I think that was why he was sort of siding with his friend, forgetting what I did for him. So long story short, the point is still that people are just who they are, and when they show you who they are, just deal with them like that.
Yeah, you can't change them.
So so men have it hard, women have it hard. That's life. I think that
women though. Team women.
Oh, team women.
But I'm never disguised into being a woman.
No.
For 24 hours.
You said no, you won't last. You won't last.
I won't last.
Seriously,
Yeah,
they live in
not every woman has, every exceptional woman, and almost every woman is exceptional anyway. Kudos to you
But
guys.
do you know what the funniest thing is? Just the topic that I was in relating to why do black men go for the fakeness, but then when it comes to the naturalness, you guys don't appreciate that. So we have to deal with a lot of things
like
that than just normality just being a woman itself. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So for us, it's just, I get it. Men do have...
Do you think... Sorry, do you think it's all about exposure though? Because it's like...
You're going into a different level of topic though. Exposure is different from being yourself.
If you're ignorant about a woman on wigs, lash, and you don't even know anything, you just know that they're wearing it, and you think they're trying to be fake. You understand?
They could be wearing it just to make themselves
feel good. Alter ego. Alter ego.
But then, let's be honest with ourselves. Men do more body work nowadays than women.
Wait, okay, can I ask you guys, because I just said us women, I'm not gonna lie, like us women do have alter egos. So we do, like, once like tragic things happen to a certain individual, as a woman, we tend to say, oh, my alter ego is this and that, because I'm not putting up a guard, but in a sense 50-50 is putting up a guard.
Trauma.
Yeah, not even deal with the trauma, but just
Box
know,
it away.
yeah. And they know what's right from and what you want. So can I ask you guys, I feel like guys as well have their alter ego in a way. But it's not stronger.
Men will lock it up in their head.
We just talk about
Nah.
Unless you want to talk about cross-dressers.
No, we don't talk about you
Unless
guys.
you want to talk about cross-dressers.
We're not talking about
Rahim,
cross-dressers.
that will become Roxanne when it's night time.
Not that. We're talking about black men, like you individuals.
Yeah, alter egos. Yeah.
I feel like everybody's got alter ego. So really and truly, men will have an alter ego, but it might not be so. I'm not saying more known as a woman, But then you guys have got your alter ego.
Is because women just prefer not to talk about it. That we have it in the first
Men
place.
don't open up.
You understand? We just prefer not to talk about that we have it, that we even have a reason to have it in the first place. Whereas you women, a woman sees another woman looking
Like I always
that,
say.
she can't hold it, she says
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
A man sees another man
But is that what you
looking
call
good.
auto? Wait,
What are you
but
looking at, fam?
is that what you call? But is that what you
No, what he's
call?
trying to say is that men deal with stuff differently.
I get it,
Yeah.
but don't say women don't. Like we can't. Like for me, I cannot go to a woman that I be like. If I see a woman on the street or a lady on the street or girl on the street, let's put it street or whatever it can be. If I see her and I see, oh, she's got nice looking hairstyle, I like it. Me, I'm a type of woman that will say, I like your hair, girl. Even though if I'm looking,
That's what
hold
it's
on,
saying.
no, hold on. But even though I'm looking at her in a weirdly, maybe she's feeling in a weirdly way, as guys will feel, other guys will feel. But I'm trying to say, guys have their alter egos, but it's not as strong as women. But I wouldn't say strong as
I think
women,
everything
but
boils
then
down to the fact that women are way more emotionally intelligent than men.
yeah.
And emotionally expressive than
Yeah,
men.
than men. Yeah. So I think that's what it is.
It's just
Yeah, on that
all the
note,
time,
I would
but-
like us to round up this episode. I think I really enjoyed this one because
100%.
Yeah.
It's always good when we have, when it's not just bone to bone.
Yeah, just say it's good when we have Nicola here.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah,
Because, you
just
like
say
her very
that.
much. Yeah, but that's okay.
Don't worry, I'll send you my
yes.
invoice.
Yeah. So, guys, it's been a nice one. Thank Nicola for
No, it's alright.
with our presence again.
Thank you guys for
Yes,
having me.
guys.
We've talked about, if you disagree with some of the options, especially like the Queen, I know I was a bit.
Our website
I
is
was a
not
bit
for
carried-
violence.
I was a bit carried away. Leave the comments.
We don't support violence.
Comments.
We don't support violence,
And
people.
A big shout out.
Opinions.
We've done this before, and I'm gonna do it again. A big shout out to Yomi Abayomi Alao. You understand? Thanks for always supporting us.
Yeah.
This guy lives.
He's our
He
biggest
actually
fan.
watches. And he actually
He's our
comments.
biggest fan.
You
Yeah.
understand? It's not some of our friends
Thank
that
you.
They are trying to not comment so that our other friends will
They
not
won't
know
be
that they are
accessing
watching. You know the damn people. You're like,
Yeah, it is what
I
it
mean,
is.
but it is what it is.
Yeah, I hope when the energy increases come, you guys are ready because it is coming. You can't escape it.
But let's
For the
trust
next
that
episode, I
she-
think we should talk about our new prime minister.
Yeah, we should.
And
But
what
I don't know much about
what we
it, but
expect.
I'll try and.
Yeah, what we expect.
I don't expect shit.
Yeah, well,
I don't expect
see you
shit.
guys on the next episode. Be kind to yourself. Bye.
100%. Bye.